What did you do exactly as an economic hitman? What is that?
Well, we did a lot of things, but perhaps the most, the generic version, if you want to call it that, is that we would identify third world countries with resources that our corporations covet, like oil, and then arrange a huge loan to those countries from the World Bank or one of its sister organizations. But the money would never actually go to the countries. Instead, it would go to our own corporations to build big infrastructure projects in that country, things like power plants, industrial parks, highways, that would benefit a few wealthy families in that country, but as well as our own corporations, of course, which were the primary beneficiaries, but wouldn't help the majority of the people because they were too poor to buy electricity or drive cars on highways. Industrial parks don't hire many people anyway, so the people themselves didn't benefit. But the country would have a huge debt that it couldn't possibly repay. And at some point, we economic hitmen go back to the country and say, hey, you can't pay your debts, so sell your oil or whatever the resource is real cheap to our corporations, or vote with us on some critical United Nations vote, or allow us to build a military base on your soil, or something along those lines. It would really be the equivalent of creating an empire, but in a very secret way. And in the few cases where we fail, and I talk in my books about how I failed with the president of Ecuador, Jaime Roldos, and of Panama, Omar Torrijos. And in those cases, people we call jackals step in, and they either overthrow governments or assassinate their leaders. Both Roldos of Ecuador and Torrijos of Panama were assassinated because I couldn't bring them around, I couldn't corrupt them. And in the few cases where the jackals also fail, like with Saddam Hussein, they couldn't take him out, his security was very good. Then, and only then, do we send in the military. The military comes in as a last resort.